Hello guys, lowman02. We're going to be playing a game of 100 card singleton. We're actually obviously recording. We're going to be playing Red Deck Wins versus SeaandRythmn. And we'll see how we fare. Haven't played Red Deck Wins in a while, but I've done some significant rebuilding. Oh, no problems, man. We're going to quick pause, guys, until he's ready to. And actually, for a short time before he sends us a challenge, we'll just go through the deck list real fast. So, we've upped the creature count in this significantly. So, it used to be, I think, a little under 30, like 28 to 30. Now it's 35. I could even see going to 36. The reason I've done this is the consistent presence of Grixis in the meta. And there's a couple cards. I believe it is not Flame Rift, but I think it's Flame Jet. Is one of the cards we have in here that I'm not the hugest fan of. I think it probably could come out. Yeah, not Magma Jet. It's like a 3 damage one that I'm not a huge fan of in here. And we could possibly relook the 1-drop package. I think it may be of value to have the Goblin that I can tap a red mana for to prevent blocking, and or the 2-mana Battalion card. I believe it's called Fire Fist Striker and Frenzied Goblin are the 2 cards. It'd be interesting because it does prevent blocks by problem creatures in mid-range. So it's definitely a consideration, something I want to look at. They're just much slower clocks than the burn spells themselves are. So it's an efficiency game, and it's kind of, give a little, take a little. The more burn you have, I think the worse you are against point removal and cheap counter magic decks. The more creatures you have, the weaker you are versus high wrath count decks. I think 35 is a pretty good hedge against most of against both decks in the field, so it'll just reward decent play better. I mean, obviously we're a draw dependent deck. We're running on 34 lands, and we're kind of depending on drawing just the right mix, which in this deck it tops out at 4. We only have 4 drops in the whole deck, so it can tend to win around 3 lands. And ideally, you're getting your 3rd land on your 2nd draw, and you're keeping 2 land keeps. And that depends. I mean, if you have like 2 4-drops, I can't really see many hands where you'd want 2 4-drops unless you had like 2 to 3 land to start, plus some decent early interaction to get to that mid game. So that's the deck. It's been revised significantly. I'm still not really sold on Grenzo. I don't know on him. I feel like I may want a threat that's 1 red mana and 1 colorless mana. Thus the Fire Fist Striker. I think the card is cool, but I don't know. Until I can cast any spell. I mean, it's kind of cool in the mirror, and it's kind of cool against mid-range if you can hit with it. But we'll see. I'm going to go on a quick pause, guys, at this point. Well, let's check the board out. The board, nothing significant changed in that. The board is still pretty much the same. So that's all we'll cover. We did drop 1 land in this whole deck for the addition of an additional 2-drop, and I can't at this point in time remember what it was, but we put another 2-drop in. Actually, correction, we took a land out and put a Flame Javelin in. I think we could go down from 35 to 34, even with the fetches. So that's the deck for now. We'll go on a quick pause until he's ready to. Alright, guys, we're live now. And again, we're on Red Deck Wins at this point. And let's see how we do. C is typically on control style builds. Well, this hand is not great. And the reason I say that is because it only has burn. We're going to keep this, though. Okay, Serum Visions. We're going to suspend this. And the reason we're doing that is we're hoping to get, like, if we have to have something days, we want to have bad days, I need to find a creature threat to play out. Well, that is a creature threat, but we're going to threaten him on his turn. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to him. What I don't want to do here is just play this out. Yeah, a lot of players don't like this deck, but it's a deck in the format. I'm sure his deck is ready for it. Let's go to face. We can look for land, or I may want one more land. I think what we're going to do is char to his face. And the reason we're going to do that is I want to get him to counter on his turn so I can play out a creature or two. Think twice. Oh, it's ice. We'll just do this now. If he has a daze, he has a daze. Go ahead and lava spike him here. And the hope is that he casts like a batter skull or something. Well, maybe not a batter skull because I don't have enough burn for that. But actually I do. Okay. Do you have a counter for this, sir? Okay, we'll go to board. I like this. Price of Progress seems mildly interesting. Scald seems decent. Probably this card. I don't know if I like the moons in this matchup. It looks like he can play around that, and I'd rather just be aggressive, I think. Phyrexian Revoker is interesting, as is Shattering Spree. I do need to relook my ability to deal with artifacts. Right now, the only main deck way of doing that is with Fiery Confluence, and or if it's like a creature like a Batter Skull, I can just do 4 damage to it and kill it. This card definitely belongs down here. I think in this matchup, I probably actually want more burn. It seems like he's a little slower. No problems, man. Let's go a little more efficient. Handwork Garrison is like slow. I think we take that out and just gets killed. Hero, I think, is a bit slow. That's one of the things with C's decks. I think they tend to give up more matchups. I don't need this either. It's just it's for Finks, really. It's for Kitchen Finks. He's not on those colors. I didn't see white in his deck. C's decks tend to be a little more prone to these style of decks because he's very much so a large value player, which is not a bad thing. This hand is not great, but it does have a blue elemental blast. Well, we'll keep it. I don't like it though. He's going down to 5. Could have like a chill or something. That would actually be alright against this hand. That'd be fine for me. 1 drop? No. Actually, we're going to leave up Red Elemental Blast just to play around chill. If he has that because he mulled pretty aggressively, then I'll likely use it. Okay. Do we have a chill? No. Interesting. Oh, he's probably got burn in hand. We're going to see a Jace the Mind Sculptor come down. Okay. No, we are not. And that's the discipline. Days? Days or bust? No. Cool. This is not going to get aimed at that silly thing. Well, that's a strong one. I think what we're going to do... That's fine. We're kind of hoping he'll tap out for something here so I can do 6 damage to him. That would be nice. Okay, hanger back walker. Well, we've got 13 points of burn in hand. You can counter this if you like. Okay, a mana leak. Nope. Bring this thing back. Do you have another counter? Flash freeze. That doesn't surprise me, but that's actually a bad one to flash freeze because I can bring it back with 1 more mana. Do you have a threat? That's an interesting threat. Tap out for another artifact. Do you have another counter spell? So you see mana leak. He wants to pump this thing. I think I gotta go for it. So do you have another counter? If you do, that's quite a beating. Okay, nice. Well, that's a good one to get rid of. And we're not that far off from bringing back the 4/4. Okay, pump that thing. It's fine by me. He has to be leery of attacking with it, though. Jace? Jace is good here. Although he's got to be leery of casting it into... Okay, a Tasigur. That's a strong card. He'll get in there. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable hedge bet to me. And we'll bring back the Hell's Thunder. Do you have a red elemental blast? I guess he's going to get a good spell back either way. Get back in there with both. I think it's a little risky. Do you have another land? No. So he obviously has some sort of counter in hand. Okay. Well, we've already seen the mana leak. Miscalc could be in hand. He's playing around a haste creature? No, he's not. You have a counter for this, good sir? He appears he does. Maybe not. Or he doesn't want to use it here. Okay. And that would not quite be the game. Let's cast this out. It's a 1/1 block. He cannot activate the Tasker, but if he has like a hard counter, like a memory lapse or something, then we're just dead. Do you have it? You do. He's got a hard counter, so we'll concede it there. Sometimes they have the right answers at the right time. I think we played that right, though. Could be wrong on that. Maybe we played poorly. I think that was good, though. I kind of do like Skull, I think. Price of Progress could be fine, too. Price of Progress is just so efficient. I don't think Blood Moon is great here. I think I am going to bring in Price of Progress just because it's an instant speed and it's very efficient. And just drop Curve, I think, a little more. Go down to 33 critters. Let's give this a shot. Curse Scroll could also be a consideration. It's a tough permanent for... Yeah, Curse Scroll is interesting. And maybe I should have brought that in because like Grixis really can't deal with it other than bouncing it. And like it's just slow and steady, 2 damage every turn. Well, this is a keep, for sure. Good 7. Mental Misstep? No. Okay. And we will most likely cast out the Young Pyromancer next turn. Alright, he's going to preordain. Hopefully, I don't know, like one consideration is also trying to play around. Do you have Arc Trail? Arc Trail will be like the biggest beating here. I'm not playing around that, though. I feel like this wins me more games if he does not have the answer for... Alright, that's good. That's very strong. Wall? Okay, this thing. Yep, we want him to block first, so our Pyromancer stays alive. He gets a 1/1 flyer. And we get our 2 damage in. Yeah, Wasteland is not so hot here. Only on blue mana tends to be pretty good for me. Alright, well that's good. Okay, a Sylvok, a Life Staff. Okay. How much life does he gain off this? You gain 3 life. Okay. Well, that last land was not good. Alright, he's going to block that thing. Well, we're hoping for a real card next turn. It doesn't feel good right now, though. We've drawn way too many lands in this draw. I think we've drawn 3, which is not good. It's pretty bad for us. Could see like a terror, or like not a terror, but like a go for the throat or something. All right, well we're probably losing now. 3 lands in a row is pretty good, bad for us. I think we leave him in hand from this point to try to make him play around stuff. But that's not good at all. Well, he likely has to play a threat on, or he has to kill this thing and leave up counter magic. Alright, well he has red mana now, so I have a feeling that this is not good. Although his keep was interesting. I guess he had the Hangerback Walker plus the life staff. This feels bad. Yeah, terminate. Okay. Well, and he's got counter magic up, but he did not have fixed mana from the beginning. I think that much is pretty apparent from here. Well, our deck is trolling us pretty hard. We cut down to 34 lands, and we've drawn all of them. Oof. Well, I guess sometimes it happens. That's why I say it's a draw-dependent deck. We're pretty sure to lose now. I don't think we can win this. He appears like he's going to leave up counter magic because he's at a very low life total, and maybe he thinks we're just keeping it in hand. We actually have absolutely zilch. Well, now the waiting game happens, and we're going to wait until he makes a mistake. Like cast a Fact or Fiction or something end step. The name of the game now is just mana efficiency, so that's why I played that land out. I want him to continue to believe this charade that we're trying to run, which is that we have burn in hand and he needs to keep up counter magic. We'll see if it works. Force him to kill this thing. He's got a decent bit of mana now, and obviously a decent bit of counter magic as well. This is going to die on end step more than likely. No, it's not. I just doubt it's going to... I'm going to be able to pass the turn with this thing in play. Okay. Cast this thing out. He'll probably counter it. And then we're going to hope he does something end step. See what he does here. I think he's going to counter this. I'm hoping to get him with the Fiery Confluence. All right, Mana Leak gets me. Good on ya. Stinks. This is a strong one. And actually, the Searing Blaze here is good enough. It's just 1 damage. All I need is him to be at 6. And if he doesn't have 1-for-1 removal, he kind of needs to... That's fine. And here what we're going to do is... do this, just to get the 1 damage in, and force him to counter if he wants. Okay, counter spell. Let's run it. Do you have a memory lapse? Got him. Okay, cool. So that ended up working out. Good games, man. And that last game was pretty cool. Like, I think that was, I mean, I don't know if we could have played it better or not, but I think we played it well. It's definitely, it's sequencing, right? So, like, you need to play against the control, and we ran into a very land-heavy draw, but we were still able to pull it out, which I think was good. I think it came out well. So, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go on a pause, and maybe we'll play one more against him. Alright, guys, we're live again. We're playing a BlueMoon this time. And this hand has no blue mana. This hand does, we'll keep it. And that's going directly to the bottom. Uncastable spell. I don't want that card, so I'm not going to shuffle my deck. Keep up Spell Pierce. I guess it counters Soul Ring. Just kidding. There's none in this format. No thank you. Could have Mental Misstep. Well, we got a deck Faden next turn. That's kind of cool. We'll pretty much counterspell most threats he plays down here, I think. Abzan? It appears to be. Gerard's Verdict. No thank you. Well, that's probably game. That was a stellar draw. He could be on red too, but he appears to be Abzan, like a junk build. Does he have basics? Alright, well, he has a basic. That's good for him. I think we're going to leave up Miscalc here and just start beating down. See what he gets up to. I don't really want to discard any of these cards yet. There is credence to playing out the deck. You could have an artifact threat too, but I mean I could steal it. Okay, more unusable lands. Alright, game's ended. Yeah, that was kind of miserable. I'm sorry, man. This deck does that. Alright, so what do we want here? Whip Flares are interesting. I think I'm going to wait to board. Although I kind of do like Submerge and Hibernation, I think. I don't know enough yet, though. I'm just going to leave it. I don't know enough yet. Let's see more. You know what? Flash Freeze is probably interesting. We didn't really see anything, though. I mean, he's definitely green, but let's wait and see. This deck is definitely a gambit. In some matchups, you just have 3 worthless cards in your deck. And you immediately board them out. Generally for the Whip Flares. This hand looks great. Has good early interaction. It's not hateful like the last one. But if it draws into it, it could very well be. Hopefully not. Well, first turn, like Mother of Runes would be a beating. We're going to see okay, this is cool. Hopefully he has like a 2-power 2-drop. Or 3-drop. We're just going to play our island out and say go. That's all we can do now. Bolt would have been probably one of the better draws. Or any of the 1 damage, 1 mana burn spells. Alright, no Lotus Cobra, obviously. Could be a Kitchen Finks. That would be very annoying. I think we'll still burn that up, though. Oh, a Sin Collector. Well, I can still get both of these things. That's actually not horrendous for me. He'll get the Arc Trail, or he'll get the Electrolyze, actually. I don't know, actually. Interesting. I have a lot of answers to his stuff right now. So he's going down, back down to 2 mana. That was kind of the cool thing about him using the Green Sun Zenith. I think Electrolyze may have been right there. But I don't know. Maybe not. Well, we're just going to play this out and kill both these. He gets his 2-for-1 off of the Sin Collector. But we essentially get a 3 for 1 because Dryad Arbor counted as a Green Sun Zenith as well. I guess it's still a free card. Alright, we have a Tireless Tracker, but no land. Well, this thing is going to die. And I am going to use the Electrolyze against it. Alright, you get a threat. I'm not going to wait till his turn because he can just play a land. No more land. Cool. That's probably good for us. No, he's got a threat. Alright, sort of, whatever. Smart play on his part. We are going to play this out. He knows we have it, and it still allows us to leave Complicate up for any creature spell he draws. And the following turn, we can likely Cryptic Command a spell and possibly draw or bounce the sword. I'm not sure. The sword is problematic. Our best draws are still going to be... I guess he's hoping for me to F6 through the second main. It's an odd way to play this card. I'm fine with it, though. Memory Lapse is strong. I'm going to play this out just in case I don't need to Cryptic Command. Although, maybe that was bad. Maybe I should have just played the Volcount so I could Brainstorm the following turn. I guess I could also just hop it if it's not a land card or a creature card. It appears he's going to play everything second main. Nope, nothing. Well, we'll do this now. Back to basics is going to get him good. I'm going to put these cards back. I'm just going to get an island here. And now we can lock him out again. And back to basics. I don't want to have to counter a creature here, but I don't think it's likely he has one. He's been missing pretty heavily on lands. That land will never become untapped. Putting any land on top. If we see a top scry, bottom, okay, well, it wasn't a land then. I don't feel like we can lose from this point. We may cycle the Is It Charm and step. With with many counters in our hand, I think it's fine. Okay, yeah, he gives it up there. Yeah, he missed on lands. That's its game. Good games, man. Alrighty. C's gone. Alright, have a good night, C. Enjoyed playing you.